everyone, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in again. As you can see, today we are in the Pathfinder, not a Mustang video today. The Mustang is still in the shop. If you caught the last video, oil pressure, no oil pressure in the car, so still in the shop, haven't heard anything. But just to show you guys how my luck has been going lately, the Pathfinder had a giant crack in the window. We had a rock chip and it finally blew up, so I booked it in to get a new windshield, and it just went horribly. So basically in this video I'm going to explain what the heck went on. I'm going to show you what these guys do, and this is exactly why I try to do as much work on my own vehicle as I can, because I find people these days, for the most part, just don't give a crap, or they're just not good enough to do what they claim they can do anymore. So it is what it is. Lesson learned. Parts are coming in, as you'll see. It'll need some new stuff, almost all new stuff, but I'll flip you around, show you exactly what went on, and you guys can decide for yourself whether I'm warranted in my complaints or not, because this is just ridiculous. All right, now before I flip you around and show you the damages and stuff, I'm just going to fill you in on the story. Made an appointment at 11 o'clock at I won't say the name, I'm not going to badmouth them like that, but at a glass place. They were known for glass. That's their specialty. Should be easy to do, right? Booked an appointment, 11 o'clock in the morning. They said up to 3 hours because they were pretty busy and they don't have enough guys. Is what it is. It happens. I figured, okay, whatever. Went home. 3.5 hours later, I go back and the car's in the bay being worked on, but I looked and the windscreen was just being taken out of the car 3.5 hours later. So I went in, just asked nicely. I wasn't complaining. I wasn't being a Karen. I just asked, like, hey, what's going on? How come the car is only in here now when my appointment was at 11 o'clock? And I just said it's supposed to be a glass repair shop. Shouldn't take, like, you know, by this point we were almost 4 hours in by the time I made it back there. And you haven't even started. What's going on? And right away they started being aggressive, just making excuses and everything. Other thing was, funny enough, is because of the air filter video I made earlier. They wanted to change the Abin air filter when I got there originally. I said, answer's no already, don't touch it, just worry about the glass. So here I am, 4 hours later, waiting in there. They're supposed to be working on the glass, and the idiot walks in with the air filter. Hey, look, this is how your air filter looks. Do you want us to change it? I told him, you guys are not an air filter shop, you're a glass shop. Go out and finish working on the glass. And that's when he started being all moany groany, being in you know what. And I was just not in the mood for it. So here I am sitting, and then big man on campus there giving me the stare down. Wrong guy to give the stare down to. So I waited for another lady to come in, and I just asked him if he thought I was pretty. I said, you think I'm pretty? Do you want an autograph or something? And the lady just kind of looked, and he kind of looked, and then he knew, oh, you know, I better just knock it off and finish the glass. So overall, I was there for just about 6 hours by the time they finally got the windscreen done. So like I said, I was just done with this place, ready to get out of there. And I just hopped in the vehicle and went home. And then when I got home, I started looking, and this is what I found. All right, so we will start on the inside. As you can see from here, window looks good. They did replace it. It had a big crack pretty much from this corner. It popped and was going all the way across, made it to about mid windshield area before I decided to get it fixed. It was slowly going across day to day, but it's fixed, and you say, well, it looks good. What's going on? First thing I noticed when I jumped in was, maybe you guys can pick this up on camera, maybe not, but right here, I don't know if the GoPro will pick this up or not, but it looks like a little strip of glue or something. I thought it was maybe the glue from the windshield originally when I hopped in the car, but after being there for 5 hours plus, like I said, I had enough. I was ready to murder somebody, so I just figured, screw it, I'll get out here and I'll wipe the glue off when I get home. There was also a bunch of fingerprints around here, so they claim they might not have seen this, but they did see it because I had to wipe off the fingerprints, and that is when I noticed it wasn't actually anything on the window. it is something in the window. And then after finding the little thing here, like I said, I washed it, put some window cleaner on it. It wasn't glue or residue or anything. That is physically in the window itself. Then I started looking around, and if you look on this side, along the trim here, everything's nice and smooth, looks factory, in good shape. You come over to this side, you guys can see how gouged out everything is. Scratches, it's dirty, it's falling apart. A big scratch right here, filthy on the bottom. Plastic just got shredded. And basically what the idiots did there is they have a machine. I don't know if anybody knows this, but you stick it on the windscreen here. They poke a little wire through the glue, and basically the machine spins kind of like a fishing line, and it basically cuts the wire around the window and cuts the glue so you can get the old windscreen out. What they did, obviously, was not paying attention to the inside, and it was way too tight or misaligned, and that wire basically just hacksawed the trim on that side all the way up, and they didn't even notice. So once I got home, I thought, oh, maybe it's a little bit of dirt or residue left over too, so I went to pick it, and then that's when you can see that it is actually all the plastic itself just destroyed. And they didn't even notice this at all. So, well, they said they didn't notice it, but they also said they didn't notice the little mark here, but there was fingerprints all around it, so that tells me otherwise. So then after seeing that, I figured I better hop out and double check everything and make sure everything is all right. And I found some more on the outside, so let's get out there. Starting on the driver's side, you look at your window trim here. This is how it should fit, nice and snug, nice and tight up against the window. You come down, and what do we have here? I can fit my whole finger in this trim. Clearly it's loose. You look on this side, she's up. So this molding, supposedly made to hold out water, is clearly not going to be doing anything. It's just sitting there enough to not have to move. So when I pull it back, how this actually works is, you can see maybe there's a little tab here, and it's supposed to fit, if you guys can see behind the little metal tab there, when you push it in, it kind of locks. But this one, they bent, and it's not glued in beside the window properly, so it can't go in. Secondly, down here, this was all out of whack as well. I actually tucked this all in myself just to try to help it, but they screwed up this entire side as well, and that is only side one. And then over to side number two. This is actually fixed by them, and I just realized that they did this wrong still. They tucked this underneath. When we picked it up, let's fix this while we're at it. This was out like this, flapping up top. Now keep in mind, my kid is 8 years old. She saw this flapping all around the place. It's actually got a little pocket there, and this piece tucks in there to hold it down. And as you can see, same as side number one, loosey-goosey all over the place. So I'll get this tucked in proper, and then we'll move on. So there you go. You can see basically they screwed up every possible thing that they could on this window. And like I said, this isn't just a mom and pop shop. This is a place that is known for changing glass. That's their #1 specialty. And they did this kind of work. That's what I mean by just try to do your own work as much as you can, because this is what happens when you don't. And I'm no expert on window glass, but I know how it works. I know how it should fit. And what they did is the window is kind of in a little bit on a slant, so it's not perfectly straight how it should be. That's why the molding is a little bit off, because the molding is like a little metal trim under there with those slots like I showed you, and that has to be lined up straight, obviously, with the car when they screw it in, and then the window has to sit straight. So because it's a little cockeyed, that's why the top looks good and the bottom doesn't, because it's sitting a little crooked. And then when they pulled it off, they probably just popped it and yanked, which bent all the clips and stuff originally. And between the window not being perfectly straight and those clips being bent is why the molding is not tight on the bottom like it is on the top. And you'll never get it back. You can put as much glue and junk in there as you can. It might sit and look good for a little while, but as soon as things expand and contract a little bit, it's going to pop right back off. and then obviously it's going to start leaking water into your vehicle. Like I said, I brought it back. They are ordering new parts. I told them I want all new trim, and obviously the trim on the inside, or all new molding and the trim on the inside. Obviously they ruined it. It doesn't work. And I told them, get a new piece of glass while you're at it because of that mark in the middle. And basically I wasted, you know, like I said, 6+ hours of that day for them to just destroy the car and have to redo every single thing they did that day plus some. The way the world is right now, who knows how long these parts take to come in. The glass, obviously they can get soon because that's just what they do. They always have stuff on order, but trim wise and the molding for the vehicle and stuff like that, who knows? Especially because this is the last model Pathfinder now. It's not the newest one. They did come out with a new model, so of course everything that they make now goes towards the new stuff. The old stuff is obviously not necessarily aftermarket parts, but it's not as easily accessible as if they were pumping out these vehicles still. So we'll wait and see. I'll keep you guys updated on this. I'll keep you guys updated on the Mustang, and hopefully the luck changes around and things are sorted out, because this is just a gong show the last couple days. But make sure, if you're new to the channel, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. That's it for this one. Hopefully we catch you in the next one, and thanks for watching, everybody.